All right. Happy Thursday, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to our 27th Town Hall. Super excited for today. As always, every single week, get excited to be able to see new people, to see familiar faces. And I just love being able to kick off the Town Hall and seeing comments in the chat. But before we dive into everything in the topic for today, Alad, how are you doing, man? You're a man that travels. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm still in Israel. But yeah, soon I'll be back home to the US. It's funny to call it home, but yeah, this is my home for now. And yeah, great week, visiting some family, friends, and working all the time, as you know. How was your week, Anthony?
Week was going good. Like I said, just we're working really hard on Evmux. There's just so much going on, a lot of changes, and it's just been just diving deep into the content, connecting with a lot of people. I'm just loving it. I think that the more that we grow, the more that people find out about Evmux, the more we got on our plate, and it keeps us busy. It keeps us busy, and the week goes by pretty quickly. So, but super excited. We have a lot of people coming into the chat already today. We got Student of the Word coming in saying great subject. It's going to be a great subject today. Cosmic saying what's going on. Darius is here. Susan is here. Who else we have? We have Live Production says, what's up, Evmux family? What is going on? What is going on? Welcome. And then they got Albert here. We got HC Picks coming in here. And then we got Blind Guy, his wife, and their life. This is great. I see a lot of familiar faces, a lot of new people.
Blind Guy, I haven't seen this
in a while. In a while. Yeah, it's been good
back
to see him. I'm pretty sure he catches the replays. But for anybody who's here for the first time to get an understanding of how the town hall works, what we like to do is we like to focus on a specific topic to educate you on utilizing Evmux better to help you improve your content creation, your recording, and just make it as seamless as possible. So we always like to talk a little bit about the subject. We like to do a demo of a feature inside of Evmux, and then we like to dive into some Q&A to be able to answer questions. But feel free to ask your questions throughout. And we always go back and answer them in the order that they were received. So feel free to keep asking questions. We got Monica in the house. What is going on? Super happy. So I'm super excited today. So today we're going to talk about how to streamline your workflow inside of Evmux. And I think that this is super important, especially if you are just an individual creator, an individual person producing podcasts, producing shows, or even as a remote producer. It's very important that you understand how to streamline your workflow inside of Evmux and take advantage of the features inside of Evmux that allow you to do that, to make you feel like you have multiple people working with you, right? So before we show into some of the features like auto switch, we talk about hotkeys, talk about pro scenes. One of the biggest things, Alon, what's one of the ways, since we have so much experience in handling events and virtual events, what's some of the ways that utilizing Evmux, you can go ahead and start streamlining your workflow?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a very important subject that we're going to touch more and more, because now, Evmux is kind of, we're growing with our community, right. And we see people getting, more and more professionals. And then to become a professional, it means to adopt some things that professionals are doing. So we will try as much as we can to help you, to educate you, to be better as live streamers, as content creators, as podcasters, whatever content you create, and in whatever way, a lot of similarities between them. So we'll touch on some of them today, but again, this is not, we cannot cover everything in half an hour or so.
Right.
It's a lot. Anyways, I think that the most important thing is to do rehearsals. Don't think that people that you just see them going live weekly or daily without any hiccups almost, it just happened like that. It requires training, it requires rehearsals, it requires check the equipment, go live to YouTube private and check the results, and just don't think that you just can hit the go live and be amazing and professionals. It doesn't work like that. We did hundreds of virtual events before we ever thought about going live ourselves.
Right.
So I don't think you need to go hundreds times. No, totally the opposite. But, I just had a great call with a great guy of mine from where I live. He has a very nice Twitter channel, which maybe I can mention. This is for the monkeypox. I don't know if any of you even knows what monkeypox is, but it's very interesting sometimes to listen. And he's starting to creating content on top of Twitter on YouTube. Okay, yeah. And he's like, Elad, how should I try and start? He has no knowledge of live streaming and stuff. So of course I asked him to join Evmux and try it himself. And then I suggested him, record yourself first, see how you sound, see how you look, make sure that you like the result before you upload it to YouTube, before you go live, before you do things like that. Do rehearsals, have a run of show, try to be a professional so people will appreciate you. Right? They see a channel in Twitter with more than 10K followers. They expect to see someone professional. So at least, do the minimum. So it doesn't require a lot. And he is already creating amazing content, and I'm super proud of him. So 2-3 rehearsals and that's it, go live. I don't
Right.
expect to do 100, totally not, but I think rehearsals is one of the most important thing. And if I'm thinking about the next thing that is really, really important, is to give yourself some time to to explore the platform you're using. If you're, of course, hopefully looking to use Evmux, yeah, it's super easy to go live. One click of a button and you're live. Yes, but you have so many things you can do in Evmux. So, invest some time to learn. So many tutorials out there, not only for Evmux, also other tools. They have more tutorials. Try it, do it, upload some backgrounds, look nice. Why not? With tools today, easily as a one-man show, you can do that. So take advantage of that. I think those are the main two. And now we can go to the video and talk more after that.
Right. Yeah. And I think that, let's go ahead and dive in and just showcase one of the biggest features that we wanted to showcase that does help improve the actual workflow is going to be the auto switch feature. Simply because if you're utilizing a lot of videos and you have countdown timers, you have starting soon screens that you have with videos playing, it's very nice to be able to have an auto switch happen seamlessly, allowing you to be able to instantly dive into the content without having to make sure that you click to the scene, that you switch over. And that's just one way of utilizing it. So first, let's showcase the video of what the auto switch feature can do, and then we'll dive in about some workflow features of like ways that we've been able to speed up how we produce our town halls, ways that we've been able to go ahead and be faster when we create content and recording content, all utilizing the Evmux platform. So keep your questions coming. We see them in the chat. We'll definitely address them. But let's go ahead and dive into the video to showcase what the auto feature can do.
Yeah, auto switch it is. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. The auto switch feature inside of Evmux is a great tool to utilize to be able to improve your workflow. It gives you that ability to go ahead and have a video playing inside of Pro Scenes and have it automatically switch to another scene once the video is done playing. So in today's video, I'm going to show you just how easy it is to be able to go ahead and get this set up. So let's go ahead and jump into my Evmux account so I can walk you step by step. So once you're inside of your Evmux studio, you're going to want to be utilizing the Pro Scenes feature. The auto switch is only available inside of Pro Scenes. So once you go ahead and have a scene selected, you want to make sure that it's a video scene for the auto switch to be able to work. So I have here this countdown timer, and what you want to do is you want to go ahead and click on the element, and it's going to be a little toolbar that comes up top. You're going to want to come to the little magic wand, and typically by default it's going to be set to loop. What you want to do is you want to go ahead and uncheck this, and you're going to see here that the auto switch feature is going to ungray. So you want to go ahead and select inside that box, and it's going to list all of the Pro Scenes that I have available here. Now if you do want it to switch to a dynamic scene, you more definitely can, but I'm going to go ahead and just switch from the countdown timer to me and Alad on screen. So I'm going to go ahead and set that there. Now what's going to happen is that this is only going to showcase once you hit record or once you go live. So the auto switch is not going to happen when you're just here idle inside of the studio. When the video ends, it's just going to stay there. It's not going to move, but the auto switch is active. So let's go ahead and see this in action. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit record here. I'm going to hit record. And we're going to see here now how it's going to automatically transition from this countdown timer video. So I'm going to go ahead and play it here into my live preview. So this is what the audience is going to see. So it's going to go ahead and count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? It's going to go ahead and start wrapping up, and then it should automatically go ahead and switch. Look, no hands, directly to Alad and me on screen for our viewers to be able to go ahead and engage. So you can see just like that now me and Alad are on stage, and it's just that seamless. So you can utilize this to be able to improve your workflow, to be able to allow you to be able to kind of switch from scene to scene, especially when using video, to another scene, making it seamless. We use this a lot for our intros, allowing that video to play in the intro and then to instantly transition to me and Alad in our town halls for us to be able to talk. So I hope that you enjoyed that feature and you start to actually utilize it. And if you want to learn more features you can utilize inside of Pro Scenes, go ahead and watch this video right here where I walk you step by step on going deeper into Pro Scenes. guys can see just how powerful the auto switch feature is. This is a feature that we utilize in the Townhall frequently. When we go from showcasing a video that we're demoing, it auto switches right to the scene right here, allowing us to seamlessly be able to transition without no lag, without no delay. And especially if you're by yourself, you're trying to time the video ending for you to immediately transition over at the perfect moment. You're not going to be able to have a smooth transition because there's going to be a slight delay from the time that you acknowledge that the video is ending to the time that you click. Two things are going to happen. The video is either going to get cut short, or you're going to have a little delay before you come on screen, right? Because you're worrying about clicking that scene, and we're able to transition seamlessly. And there's just so many ways to be able to utilize this. So Alad, why don't you talk about first why you should utilize this for videos, and then we'll talk about how you can utilize this feature for images as well. Still images. Yes, still images as well, for you to be able to auto switch as well from that.
Yeah, I think that, again, we're trying to talk about this feature all the time. This is a mega game changer feature for producers. Really, bear with me. It's an amazing feature that can take you to so many different levels, and help you with so many different aspects of your shows and with so many different use cases. We will try to mention some of them today, but really it's up to your creativity. We all the time hear people leveraging this feature in different ways that amazed us as well. Okay, so just try to understand the logic of this feature, and then, just fly with your mind and with imagination about what you can do with it. So as Anthony just said, the simplest way, and let's say the straightforward way of using this feature, it came from us producing shows, and then the clients really wanted the smoothest transition we can provide them from a video to a live portion. So like we just played the video now that explaining, showcasing something, and then smooth transition to the speakers. And then, we needed to be this producer seeing on the second exactly when the video ends, and then do the transition. Sometimes you can be pretty accurate. Sometimes, you are a human being. Sometimes you see something in delay because your computer is a bit slow. Who knows? Okay, so many different reasons why you won't do it exactly on time. And then as Anthony just said, it's either the video cut, and you see the last frame of the video, or you just don't go to the end of the video and you cut it a bit before because you were kind of frustrated that you won't do it on time. So with auto switch, you just don't worry about that. Okay, with one click of a button, as you saw on the video, you set up the auto switch. So when the video ends, it transitions automatically to any scene you choose. So if in this case, the scene after the video is Anthony and I, this is the scene that will be played immediately when the video ends, accurately, smoothly, no mistakes. Okay, so think about it. Me as a producer now, I just talk with Anthony. I don't worry about when the video ends, because as a speaker, I know that Anthony will get the speakers. I forgot to mention, speakers get a countdown of 10 seconds before they go live. Because again, think about it. Evmux, the system, knows when the video ends and what comes after. So speakers after the video getting a notification 10 seconds before they go live. So Anthony, like a lot, we're going live in 10 seconds. I'm a producer, so I don't see that because I can see it in the video. But I know that Anthony will just tell me when we're going live. So I'm like, okay, no problem. So I think that's the first thing. And Anthony, let me know what you think about it and how you leverage it.
No, I think this is great. I think you covered a lot of points that needed to be addressed. And anybody who's tuning in just now, keep bringing in your questions. We do Q&A towards the end, so I see a lot of questions coming in. But the biggest thing here is that you can leverage this on still images as well. So not everyone starts their live stream or their show with a video playing. Sometimes you may start in a still image where you're just talking about the topic, the title, and things of that sort. So it's a still image. You can still auto switch from that still image to another video, to the next scene. And the easiest way to be able to do that is by layering a video behind that image, So we understand, again, the power of pro scenes and being able to create layers inside of pro scenes. So to be able to accomplish this, you have your image, whether let's call it a thumbnail, right? It's your thumbnail image that you utilize to start your show, to start your content. It's your preview. You take a video. It could be any kind of video. It doesn't matter because it's going to be hidden. You're not going to hide the layer, but you're going to put it behind the image. You set the auto switch just the way you saw here in the video. And what's going to happen is that you just got to make sure that that video is the length that you want it to be. So let's say you only want the thumbnail to show for a minute. Make sure you put the video for 1 minute or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, right? And then what's going to happen is that it's going to automatically switch for you, allowing you to be able to have, like for us in the town hall, we start with video, right? So we have some kind of video element inside of our initial slide because of the auto switch feature, right? We want it. So we just created a themed background, right? You see a background moving, and it's just that we created that just to be able to trigger the auto switch to allow us to transitionally move over to the scene of me and Alad. But it's just, there's a lot of ways that you can be able to go ahead and do this. And I see that, like, in order, like when we talk about streamlining your workflow, right? Let's go a little bit deeper now, Alad, and talk about kind of like the pro scenes itself, right? Because the auto switch is a feature inside of the pro scenes, but doesn't mean that you can't use auto switch to transition to a dynamic scene, right? You most definitely can. You can do that to be able to use it if you want to use it that way. But the pro scenes, the reason why pro scenes can streamline your workflow is because you can set things up ahead of time, right? You can go ahead and set up guests and speakers and set up your branded backgrounds, your lower thirds, your fallback scenes all ahead of time, allowing you to be able to save that time for the next one, right? We've done 27 town halls, right? And I think that on the first town hall, it took us time to set up and to figure out. But after that first town hall, we now come in here and use the same session over and over and over again and just make slight tweaks based on what we need. This week we got a guest. This week we're going to do a single screen. So it's just like, when you have these scenes are ready to go, you can focus more on like, okay, is my tech working? I don't have to worry about like my overlays or my design. And it's like me and Alad can have this scene right here, and I can instantly swap him out for another guest or another speaker. I don't need to make another scene for a guest. So we give you the option to replace any element with a click of a button. So if you want to change the background, you don't have to delete this background and then go ahead and resize it and readjust it. Whatever settings you have on the background you have right now, whatever settings you have on the speaker that you see right now, when you hit replace, it's going to automatically replace that element and format it exactly how you had it set. Again, speeding up how fast you can create scenes, how fast you can turn around your production. So there's just so much that can be done with the pro scenes. A lot. I mean, let's just talk about it a little bit more, right? Like, and we can go ahead and start taking some questions. But
what's important for me in this town hall for people, because we don't have a lot of time, right? So it's important for me that people will understand the logic of the process, the layers. You have layers, and then when you create layers, first of all, you can create as many as you can. So let's take it to the extreme. It means you can have as many videos as you can in one scene.
Right.
Okay, you can. It doesn't make sense, maybe, but you can. Okay. Another thing that's very important to understand with layers, that you can have one layer on top of the other layer. Okay. So as Anthony said, if we talk about just a background picture, that this is your opening slide, but you do want this picture to transition to you after 5 minutes immediately. Okay, so the way to do that is upload a video, because a video is something you can set up as an auto switch, put it as a layer below, as a bottom layer. So it means people won't see that because the background covers the layer, right? Covers the video. So it doesn't matter what video you put, you can mute this video if you don't want the music. Okay, you don't want the audio of this video. In Evmux, with one click of a button, you can mute this video and set up an auto switch. So that's, again, just one option. Another option you can do, I had a client this week talked with me and said, I have 5 videos and I want to do the videos to play one after the other and then have me. No problem. You don't have to auto switch to a live scene. You can auto switch to another scene with another video, and then to auto switch to another video and to another video. And basically I can do a loop. In the last video, I can auto switch to the first one. And then, theoretically, I can have this loop. Instead of one video looping, I can have 5 scenes looping. Okay? And then whenever I'm ready, I can just manually play another scene.
Right.
so many different things you can do with the prosins and with the auto switch specifically, and that's what important for me to to talk about it today and make sure that you all understand and you ask questions
Right.
about that. Let's understand the bottom, the root of the things, right? Because if you
Right.
understand the logic, I always say, I remember it from school in math, right? You understand the logic and then it comes easy to you. You understand
Right.
it doesn't matter what exercise you'll get, you know how to solve it. So same here,
Right.
you understand the logic of Evmux and how it works, and I think we've built it very smartly and robust. And then you can, just like Darius is another great example, he understands the logic and then he found solutions to some challenges he had that we even didn't know that you can leverage Evmux that way. That's because he understands the logic, and that's what important. And it is very simple. It's not that the logic is hard. It's just really think about it and try to understand it before, like, I have this, this task and this is what I need to do, and that's it. I know how to do that. That's good. That's nice. But I think let's understand the logic to be able to do whatever you want, right? It's better.
I agree. I love that. And I definitely see a lot of questions here that I definitely want to go ahead and dive into, simply so we can make sure we get to everyone. So if you do have any kind of questions, definitely go ahead and add them in here. We'll start going from the top that come in. So we'll stop here with Cosmic. It says, do you plan on creating a giveaway tool? So we don't have a giveaway tool at the moment, but like I said, nothing is off limit. Nothing is something that we cannot create, and it's something that we can go ahead and add to our roadmap. We understand that is a good way to gamify and create some more engagement within your live streams and your content. So that is something that, along with, like Susan says, is there a poll feature inside? We understand that these things create engagement and allow you to connect deeper with your audience. So it is something that we do have on the roadmap. And we can, if you ever want to request features inside the Facebook group, there is a post that's for you to submit feature requests. And then those get upvoted based on how many people want those kind of requests. Those get moved up the pipeline to be able to get it up into production a lot faster. Anything to add there, Elad?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, giveaway tool is a nice feature, and it's again, of course, we want it. It's just priority. So anyone that thinks that this is a feature they would like to see, so as long as you ask, it means we put it higher in the priority. So please, thank you for asking and keep doing that. And for the poll specifically, the challenge with the poll is that people on YouTube, for example, if we have a poll in Evmux, it doesn't mean that on YouTube they can click on it, right? Because it's not really integrated that way. So it's kind of part of a more large, if you will, feature that will allow you to stream kind of internally in Evmux and have Evmux as a platform of streaming. It's not coming very soon, unless, again, you will ask it again and again. But we see that YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn,
they all offer their own poll.
They are great platforms, and people really leveraging them because they have a lot of other advantages. So I'm not saying no, I'm saying it's somewhere in the roadmap, and we'll see. Again, if you want it, ask it more, and we'll see. We will change the roadmap accordingly, of course.
Perfect. Yeah, I love that. And then we got a question here from HC Pix. It says, how do you upload a thumbnail when you go live? So this is a great question. So typically, once you're inside of your Evmux studio, on the top right hand side, you're going to see broadcast channels. When you click on broadcast channels, you're going to go ahead and select the channels you want. Let's say, for example, you want to go to YouTube. Then when you hit schedule for later, it's going to go ahead and prompt you to then upload a thumbnail. So you got to make sure you hit schedule for later, upload the thumbnail, and then select at the bottom where it is that you want to schedule it to. And then once you hit save, it's going to go ahead and push that live to YouTube, for example, with the actual thumbnail that you want. Or you can simply go to the actual platform itself on YouTube and upload the thumbnail manually. But in order to trigger the thumbnail feature inside of Evmux, you have to select schedule for later, and you have to schedule the live stream for a later time, whether it be 5-10 minutes into the future. You can do it that way to be able to schedule it. So I hope that helps there. Next question that we have here says, see if I'm missing anyone. A lot of side conversation.
Love to chat.
I'm looking. Yeah, I know, right? I'm looking here now. Okay, it says here from Albert, it says, Anthony Nalad, when you demoed the countdown timer, it seemed like there was a 5 to 10 second delay to transition to you guys. Am I missing something? So inside the actual video, the countdown timer that I was using, this was a countdown timer we used at our live booster event. So when it actually got down to 0, there's actually something else that's being said, like welcome to live booster 2022. So in a sense of like, there's still about another like 1 or 2, 3 seconds that are there's audio being played on that countdown. But as soon as a video ends, as soon as any kind of video ends, it's going to automatic transition. There's not going to be any kind of delay. You see the delay in the demo that I did because the timer goes to 0, but you don't hear the audio of what's still being said in that video to then see the transition happening between Alad and me. So again, they shouldn't have no issue in the transition.
I think that's a great point here to tell people, when you upload videos to Evmux, test those videos first of all in your computer.
Right.
Make sure that the videos are as you expect them to be,
right,
from the audio standpoint, video standpoint, no hiccups, it ends exactly on time, or you do the trimming before. Because if you want to leverage the auto switch, it's important. Right. And also, again, because you want to make sure that the video you uploaded is good. And if there is an issue with the video, you will know that what is the root cause of the issue. Because from my experience, I'm not saying that Evmux is perfect. It's not. But usually we don't have any issues with video. So it means as you upload it, this is how we will play it. So if there is an issue with the video, probably the original file was corrupted or something, or not perfect. So and that's unfortunate, because that's something that easily you could fix if you've just tested the video before you upload it.
Right. 100%. And I see a question here from Monica. It's not really a question, but it's something related that I definitely wanted to address. As when we're talking about testing, says Monica Todd, says another option apart from testing on YouTube to set up a closed Facebook group with only yourself in. That's what I use for testing. So you also can go ahead and when you schedule a broadcast inside of Evmux, whether you do that to a private, unlisted, or to a Facebook group, you don't technically have to go to YouTube, go to Facebook to see what the experience is going to be like, right? If you go to your dashboard inside of Evmux, once you hit the go live button to test, there's going to be an option that says view watch live. And when you click that button, it's going to pop up a window showcasing you exactly what it is people are going to see with a reduced latency, allowing you to test faster, right? Because if you're going to Facebook, you're going to YouTube, what's going to happen is there might be a 3 to 5, 7, maybe 10-second delay in what you're seeing. So it's going to slow you down. And again, we're talking today about streamlining your workflow, right? So how fast can I test and review the things that I'm doing? Well, inside of Evmux, again, inside your dashboard, once you hit live, you're going to see a new feature that's going to say watch live. When you open that up, there's going to be hardly no latency in that video for you to be able to test to make sure that your audio sounds good, to make sure that scenes are transitioning well. Again, we want you to stay in Evmux as much as possible. We want to give you the tools that you need to be able to set yourself up for success. So, but like I said, that's something that maybe a lot of people don't know they have access to inside of Evmux. And I wanted to go ahead and bring that up.
Yeah, that's a great important point that I wanted to touch base regarding how to streamline your workflow. So another very important point on top of the 2 points we said in the beginning, which is rehearse and test your equipment and things like that, is make sure that you are monitoring the live stream. Okay, so with all due respect to the live preview that you have in Evmux, which is great, at the end of the day, it might be that the final result in YouTube, for example, won't be exactly the same. Okay, I don't know. It can be something with Evmux. It can be something with YouTube. It can be something in between. I don't know. Okay, but it might happen. So what professionals, what they're doing, they're making sure to see the monitor of the stream exactly as is, to make sure that the final result is just amazing. Okay, and if it's not amazing, so they catch it immediately, and then they can maybe put a slide to say that, like, we have an issue, or even end the broadcast and go live again, depends what the issue is, but they detect it immediately. And not like people, sometimes it happens that people, they think everything is amazing, not specifically on Evmux, but in live streaming as a whole. They think everything is amazing, and then they see the recording afterwards and they are like, oh my God, It's
Right.
not good.
I agree with that. I
And
agree.
you would be able to catch that after 10 seconds or even less,
Right.
and then fix it at once on the spot.
Right.
So it's really important for you to know. In first of all, you can watch on YouTube and on Facebook or wherever you are streaming to, and with a slight delay of about 10 seconds, depends. Or you can have it in Evmux. It was very important for us to allow you to have it in Evmux. So as Anthony said, in your dashboard, you can have it in another tab. You can refresh the dashboard after you go live. And in the main page of the dashboard, you will see the watch live button. You click on it and you see the final result, exactly like you'll see it on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever you stream to, without any delay. So it means you can, if you have any issue, you can correct it immediately. You can fix it. You can solve it immediately. Very helpful, and just, again, upgrade you as live streamers and prevent issues.
Right.
It's not that you won't have an issue, but the question is how you fix the issue. You fix it immediately, or you don't fix it, and the whole 1 hour you're streaming is just garbage.
Right. And I think that would be also a great video. I'll make a video as well, demoing what that experience actually looks like, where you find it, how do you do it. But again, once the feature only comes available once you hit go live, right? Whether that be to a unlisted place, whether it be to a live public place. Once you hit go live, you go back to your dashboard, and your dashboard is where you select the session and enter the studio, access your recordings. Right next to the studio and the recording, you're going to see now a new feature that's going to say watch live, right? And when you click that button, that's where you see the live preview there. But I'll definitely go ahead and make that video as well, to be able to go ahead and have everybody see the visual experience of what that actually looks like. So Albert says, thanks for a quick response for establishing my Evmux affiliate access. 100%. We love the support. We got here, I know I saw a question here from Ticket. Ticket TV says, hey guys, I almost have 100K subs here on YouTube. I bought the plan, but it's lagging. Can you give me some advice? You guys are running smooth. So there can be several things that can be causing you to be able to kind of lag inside of your production. And it will be something that we would probably prefer to troubleshoot together with you. So if you can, I don't know if you have already sent an email out to info@evmux.com, and we can go ahead and get one of myself or someone on the team to be able to get connected with you to take a look at it. Right off the top of your head, Alad, do you have any recommendations on some of the things he can look at to maybe troubleshoot right now?
Yeah, definitely. Quick troubleshoot, and that's good for everyone. If you see yourself lagging in Evmux, and again, lagging, it depends what is lagging. Is a video lagging? Is the live stream lagging as a whole? Or is it your camera feed or any speaker's feed that's lagging? Okay, so let's assume that we're talking about someone's camera feed lagging, which is usually what happens, okay? And usually it can happen from two main reasons. One will be internet connection. Okay, it can happen. Another thing can be something with the computer, camera, browser relationship. Let's call it like that. So what we found out a lot of times, that it might be that the camera and the browser are not working so well together temporarily. And then either a reboot of the computer or closing the whole Chrome and reopen it again just solve the issue. Okay, another great troubleshoot to do is to close Evmux in this case, open Google Meet, okay, because Google Meet also runs on the same technology, if you will, okay? It calls WebRTC, like just, browser, camera on the browser, let's simplify things, okay? So if it works fine for you in Google Meet, it should work fine in Evmux. Like no reason why not. If you see that in Google Meet and in Evmux, in Google Meet it works fine and in Evmux it doesn't, then definitely reach out to us and we will figure out why. Okay, but usually it will be either rebooting the computer or close the Chrome and reopen it again should solve the majority of the issues, as long as your internet connection is stable. Okay, another tip, make sure that your computer is not working too hard on things that are not relevant to your live stream. So close any irrelevant softwares. Make sure that your son or daughter, they are not using Netflix exactly when you're going live. Sometimes the internet is good enough for all of them to work together. Sometimes it doesn't. We had some clients that we just figured out that they had issues with the camera because they used the internet for other things, and once they shut them down, everything is smooth immediately in 1 second.
So yeah, the internet, Yeah, the internet does play a role in it as well. And like, just like Blind Guy and his wife said, the latency or lagging with browser related for us recently, switching from Firefox to Chrome worked. Again, you know, I mean, if you're using Mac, and you're on Safari, also give a try Chrome, as well, to be able to see the experience in there as well. So like I said, I think that it's just a few tweaks ticket, and just figuring out exactly what it is, the issue that you're having directly. And I think you'll be up and running with no issue soon here enough. So definitely reach out to us, and I will be more than happy to go ahead and help. We're available. So it says here, we got a question from Bear. So Bear says, hi from England. I do live football analysis of all 22 tape in a secondary application. Can I crop the part of that window I share a screen from? Can I add donation alerts and members? So that's a two-part question. So number one, when you are doing share screen, you have the option to be able to share your entire screen, a window, or an actual Chrome tab. Okay. So that way, let's say, for example, you may have, two monitors, and you have whatever you want to share specifically on that one monitor, then you can use that share screen or share a specific window, meaning an application, a window that you have open, or a Chrome tab. So you have the option to be able to select those three options to see which one fits your need. I don't know what exactly you want to share, but those are your three options inside of Evmux to decide what it is that you want to show. And then if you're using Pro Scenes, okay, if you're using Pro Scenes and you share your screen, you then can crop it or make it smaller, reduce the size, and just showcase exactly what you want, zoom it in more. So 100% what you're trying to accomplish can be done, whether it's done with a preset in the share screen option, or in Pro Scenes, you adjust and customize the layout to best fit your needs. So that would be the recommendation there. And then again, it says, can I add donation alerts and member audio alerts on there? So again, this is something called, browser sources, web sources that are going to allow you to integrate third-party applications to allow you to be able to pop up alerts when like somebody subscribes on YouTube, when somebody donates to you on any platform. This is in the works. And as soon as this is available, we'll announce it for you to be able to have those kind of alerts pop up here for you.
But we have workarounds for that for now.
We do, right?
The workaround, I think, two options for you.
Mm-hmm.
One option is to upload what we call WebM videos, and then those videos can be with a transparent background. And then basically, if you have an MOV or MP4 or whatever video, usually MOV, there are videos with no background, so you can convert them to WebM format, so it will be supported by Evmux, and then you can upload this video of the alert, okay, and you can do things like loop this video, or even put this video with the last frame will be fully transparent, and then you can have a scene. Just think about it, Anthony and I now in one scene, and then we'll have another scene that it's totally identical. The only difference will be that we have this 5 seconds video of this alert, okay? But the last frame will be fully transparent. So I can play this scene, and then this alert will pop up for 5 seconds, and the last frame will be fully transparent. So for you as a viewer, that you don't see that we haven't even switched any scene, you just see the alert pops up, and then when it's done, it's gone, and then we keep going, okay? And then if you wanna do another scene with another alert, you can do that. So the good thing about it that you control when the alert will pop up. The downside is that it doesn't have any connection to a real donation. So it's not when someone is donating you, it will pop up. This is something with audio web browser sources that we are, it's on the go. We are working on it. But again, the workaround for now to use these WebM videos can help. Also, we have the dynamic captions. So it's not a picture, but you can do some sort of text that will come and go, and you can control when it will come and go. And also it can help for like subscribe, donate, things like that.
Right. And then to trigger like the actual name of the person that donates to you and the amount and things of that sort, that will require the web sources to be able to pull that information in there if you did want that. But like I said, you can trigger it manually if you wanted to have like a scene set up, just the way that Alad just went ahead and mentioned there. It says here, Albert says, Anthony and Alad, I'm sorry, Alad and Anthony, have you established a Discord server for Evmuxers to collaborate, learn, and fellowship? So we haven't created a Discord server yet. Right now, we're currently focusing on cultivating the Facebook group. And really putting our resources there. And then as we grow and we kind of expand and have more of the output to be able to support multiple different communities, then we'll definitely be able to go ahead and start establishing that, because I do see that there's a need for it. But the Facebook group can still allow you to collaborate, to learn, and to fellowship. It doesn't just need to be a place to just answer questions, but it can be a place to be able to connect and figure out what other people are doing with Evmux as well, to be able to connect. But a Discord server is something we have talked about, and it is something that we are considering. But currently at the moment, we're just establishing and focusing on Facebook at the moment.
Yeah, and talking about Facebook, there is a question here from Facebook.
Go for it.
Yeah, do you have your own video player that works with Webflow and AWS? Do you play nice with WebEx? So let's separate that. So we are working on having our own player that you will be able to embed in any external website, whatever. So when you will go live, you will be able to toggle that on, and then you will have a piece of code that you can just share with people as a URL as is, or you will be able to embed it in your website, okay, or any other website. So that's on work. Of course, it will be, because live streaming delivery cost money, so of course it will be kind of an add-on feature, but it will be available. Specifically asking about Webflow and AWS, I'm not exactly sure what you're asking here, so maybe you can follow up post this show on Facebook and we can reconnect.
Right.
And specifically about WebEx, if WebEx supports RTMP, so I don't see why not, because we have custom RTMP. If it's kind of virtual camera and things like that, for now we don't support that. Our, let's say, live stream or the final result of your Evmux will go as a webcam, as a virtual camera. So no, as a virtual camera, no, not to Zoom, not to WebEx, not to any other platform. But if there is a support for RTMP, yes.
Right. Perfect. And then we got a question here that says from HC Picks. It says, how can you comment within the live stream when you go live? So inside of the studio, you are able to receive the comments, but commenting out directly to respond back on the specific platform. Like if somebody comments on YouTube, you being able to comment right back and show up on the YouTube. It isn't something that's currently yet available. And I say yet because it is in the workflow. This has been a request that's been asked multiple times. Again, it's moving up. Right now, what we're focusing on is a highly requested feature of multi-camera and web sources. So that's first in the lineup. And then from there, we'll start adding these additional features. Again, without you guys, we can't make Evmux as best as possible. So again, it's not only taking the initiative to ask us if the feature is available, but also taking the initiative to go into the Facebook group and submit the feature as a request. That way we keep track to say, wow, like we had 20 people that requested this feature. We had, and that's the way the features have been moving around, right? When hotkeys came out, right? When multi-camera, like we had to decide, what do we release first, right? And hotkeys was really requested, right? A Stream Deck integration. So again, like I said, if we don't have something available today, doesn't mean we couldn't have it tomorrow, right? Just request it and be able to come together and let us build a platform that's going to be best meet your needs. So you got that there. Then it says here, Bear says, is there any tool to identify the location where donations come from? Okay, so that's another question regarding donations. So we don't have any support for incoming donations currently on the platform at the moment. And then we have here a question from HC Pix says, how can you do a countdown to transition to a live video? So again, that's going to be a great opportunity to watch the auto switch video again, because it's going to allow a countdown. It's going to be a video, right? It's going to has to be a video for it to be a countdown that's moving down. And then when you do the auto switch, you select any scene that you wanted to transition to, whether it be a still image, whether it be a live video. It can transition to any other scene inside of Evmux that you have already set up already. So you can easily do that if you just watch that video. It's the most recent video that came out on the YouTube channel of Evmux. So youtube.com/Evmux, and you'll be able to see that video and really quickly answer that question. So then we got here a question from, I think I seen a question here. It says, good to know. It says here from, Mark, what's going on, man? What's going on, Mark? It says, make the watch live button in the dashboard red to be able to be more noticeable, to be able to see it. Okay. So
we think about that's one thing. We also think about how to kind of involve it in the studio, but without
in the studio, right?
Yeah, it's always, we don't want to confuse people, right? So it's always this balance that we try to achieve. So a lot of thought on everything. But thank you, Mark, for the suggestion. It always helps you to hear from people what makes sense to them. And then, we need to kind of ask more people and think together, brainstorm, and get to the best. It doesn't mean we do always the best work. So let us know your feedback. Sometimes we do things we think it's the easiest way, and then it turns out to be the complex way. So always help us. We're human beings. And we're on the same boat together. We're just trying it to be very, very robust, but yet very, very simple and intuitive, and it is hard to achieve.
100%. And we are looking for ways to minimize clicks. I think that's super important as well. And having different tabs open, just trying to keep it all in the same. But like Elad said, it's all about keeping a balance to where it doesn't add confusion as well. So then we have a question from Albert here. We'll take a few more questions here, and then we'll get ready to go ahead and wrap up. It says, Albert says, good to know, and would be also nice to know if Evmux has a preferred browser. So preferred browser was going to be Google Chrome. It doesn't mean that you can't utilize another browser with Evmux, but if we had to say use this browser, Google Chrome is the most friendliest one to be able to play with. So I hope that answers that question there.
Yeah, and again, if you see that you have lagging of the camera, try Google Meet. We always say that, like, to see, because it helps us to understand, is it an Evmux issue or a browser camera issue? And then if it's a browser camera issue, okay, let's troubleshoot that. If it's an Evmux issue, we troubleshoot it in a different way, obviously. So it's just like the first thing we check, just open a Google Meet and see how you see yourself. Are you facing the same challenge, or it's super flawless, seamless in Google Meet, and then in Evmux it's like, it's a different story.
I agree there. And then we got a question here. It says, David, what's going on, David? Welcome, man. He says, I'm just in now. How does Evmux work with services like Stream Elements or Buy Me a Coffee alerts? So again, this is going to work pretty seamless as soon as we open up web sources, because it's going to allow you to be able to plug in those third party integrations, just like you would in OBS, to be able to plug in a Stream Elements, to be able to drag in alerts when somebody subscribes, when somebody follows, when somebody donates. Those alerts are going to be able to play well with inside Evmux to be able to trigger. So again, we understand that this is also the next biggest request aside from multi-camera. So it is something that we are working on. So like I said, once we release it, you guys will find out firsthand in the town hall once it's available. That way you guys can start using it. And sometimes we release it and don't say, and just do a surprise, like, hey, let's see who's really spending time inside of Evmux and just looking around and sees the new little feature that's available. So I know Darius is someone who's always looking around Evmux, finding things to do. So I love that. But we'll take this final question here, and it's not more or less of a question, but Albert says, thanks for letting us know about the current and future options to use Facebook and transition to Discord for Evmux clients. As for me, Facebook and Meta is a challenge to be able to navigate through the junk. And I totally 100% agree there, right? Like, I think that Discord just does provide a little bit more of a simplified kind of communication where you're able to block out the noise, meaning that anytime you're inside of Discord, you're able to go ahead and just have an easier communication, different channels based on what it is you want to accomplish. So there is a little bit easier to be able to segment. And like I said, that is something we have been talking about. And as we continue to move forward, we'll go ahead and make sure that we definitely get the community the right support and in the right platform to be able to see the most success. So let's see here. It says, what method do you suggest when you using 2 or more mics in the platform as far as filters and such? What method do you suggest when using 2 or more mics in the platform as far as filters and such? So you're talking about the filters inside of Evmux?
Yeah, I'm not
The
sure
echo can
I understood the
it might
question.
it yeah, it might be
Also,
the echo
the question
cancellation.
is if
Mhm.
you're talking about remote guests or you're talking about people in the same place. If you're in the same place, usually, again, it's kind of the setup in the place. It's not specifically an Evmux question. It doesn't matter what tool you're using, but you would need to make sure that you're either you're using a condenser mic that will just catch all the audio of the room, or you will have dynamic mics that really close to each other,
Mhm.
so the audio won't come through from my audio won't come through from Anthony's if we're in the same room.
Right.
Again, it's more of audio question, sound question in general, not an not
Right.
specific thing in Evmux to do in terms of filters or such.
I mean, the only thing that I can think of is just when you're inside of Evmux and you go to the little gear icon to be able to select your audio and video input. The only audio filters that are available are the echo cancellation and the noise suppression. So those are ones that you can utilize and activate. But if you're using an audio interface like I'm using here the Rodecaster Pro 2, you don't really need to have those audio preferences set up as far as filters to be able to do a noise suppression or echo cancellation, because you can do that within the audio interface. So it says, yes, I have everyone on the studio using dynamic mic with a Zoom but only had this issue in the platform, not an OBS or previous platform. Using dynamic mic with a Zoom. So I think it's a little bit more, I think it's more related for us to get on a conversation to be able to go ahead and be able to talk deeper into it, because I think that it's more of a not a simplified answer that we can give you right now, but it is something that we can go ahead and discuss. So feel free to reach out to me on Facebook, or just go to info@evmux.com and reach out, and we can kind of take a look at to see how we can simplify the issues that you're having to be able to done there. So
yeah, and
but
also it seems like you're using a very professional equipment, so definitely would be curious to if you can reach out to us.
yeah.
We can talk, we can see. Shouldn't be a problem, but everything can happen. It can cause it can
Yeah.
the root cause can be anything.
Right.
So we
Right.
would be very, very curious to troubleshoot and to make sure that you
Yeah.
are set for success.
Perfect. Yeah, I love that. All right. So with that being said, I see we got here Albert and David saying they want an Anthony Santana Evmux studio tour. We could definitely make that happen and showcase how we make the Evmux content. There's 6 different sets in the studio. So I'm super excited. I would definitely love to be able to showcase and talk deeper about the tools that we utilize to be able to create, to be able to do live streams and things of that sort.
In
To hopefully
person in
help you
Tampa
guys.
or virtual.
Virtual. It would be easier virtual. This is so it'll be nice. So when you say that you want to talk deeper, is it like a Barry White deeper conversation? Yeah, we can go there.
Yeah, like a very white kind of deep conversation. No, we won't.
We won't go crazy. All right. But with that being said, a lot, if you don't have anything else left to be able to add, then with like I said, if we didn't get to your question today, feel free to jump into the Facebook group again, ask your questions in there. You can see, if you're in part of the Facebook group, that we try to do our best to answer everybody's question, to be able to provide assistance. Those of you who message me via Messenger, I try to be as responsive as possible to guide you and help you as well. So with that being said, this was a great town hall. I hope you guys got some knowledge and are able to improve your workflow. And then look out for a video on Monday regarding teaching you guys how to go a little bit deeper in utilizing hotkeys. So if you haven't experienced hotkeys yet, on Monday, there'll be a video on the YouTube channel showcasing you how do you actually set up a hotkey. Primarily, I'm going to showcase it with a Stream Deck, but again, you can use a keyboard to still be able to go ahead and simplify that process. So with that being said, Alad, what do we always say?
I just want to add another thing before we say.
Go for it.
We should add it all the time, like become an affiliate of Evmux. We have 100%, the affiliate reminding 100%. You. We launched it last week. We had a lot of people registered. It was mind-blowing. But
it was. It really was.
Feel we are very generous with our affiliate because we appreciate you so much.
Right.
So please come and join us, and then now we can say we'll see you in the
we'll see you in the next one. Everybody have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, I'm live. That was easy.